All right.
Okay, so this conversation of the design and his career was something I started taking note of like last year, like AJ said. So it was always a conversation between myself, AJ, Aluko, and if Victor is around also, he joins the conversation. And I remember a time that I saw Shokwejo Ifelo, I'm not sure he's in class yet. And we had this discussion also around designer's career. And also I also had a conversation with Debbie Bashir earlier this year about this discourse, because I discovered that it's really spoken about. I mean, we talk about design thinking, we talk about brand identity design, we talk about design principles and elements, but we actually hardly really talk about designer's career. And then you hardly see a designer who attends a career talk or an HR event to know about his or her career. So I feel like we should start talking about this, and that was why I chose this topic while we were supposed to pick topic for the forces share. I mean, I could have spoken about a couple of other things, technical things, but I mean, I decided that let's do this. So this is like my first time. This is actually the third time I'm talking about this discourse. I think all three was this year. First one was January 6th, January 5th in Ibadan. I had an event with designers, and then we had this conversation. And then second time was I was in a training with at Bonaliban. I was training, and then I had some things to talk about the designers. But this is like the first time that I'll be discussing this with a large number of people, one, and also with different kinds of designers. So I'm sure in this class we have people who are my peers, we have people who are my who are ahead of me in the design industry, and then we have people who are just kind of fresh in the industry. So I mean, it makes sense that. So I mean, I have to be ready for this because I know I'm not talking to starters alone. I'm talking to people who actually have been designing before I started designing, and people who are way ahead of me in the hierarchy or in the pecking order. Yeah. So this is my face. I gesticulate a lot when I'm teaching, but I mean, you guys can't see my face now, so you don't know if I'm gesticulating or not. Yeah.
I can imagine what your hand is doing right now.
Yeah, you can see my hand in this picture. Okay. So let's talk about the 40-year-old applicants. So sometimes last year, so guys, I would like to hear our response in the chat. So I'm sure that you are following me, because I don't think I'm used to talking and nobody's answering me. Yeah, don't switch on your mic, so no, just leave your mic there. Or just let me know in the comment section about your thoughts, your reactions, and everything. So let's talk about the 40-year-old applicants. So a friend of mine, a senior friend of mine actually, who is a creative director in an ad agency, spoke to me some, I think last year, early this year actually, that he needed to employ a senior director for his agency. So he told me that if I have anybody that I could recommend to him. I remember that night it was myself, Victor, and AJ that were together, and then I was like, okay. So I spoke to a couple of my friends in advertising. I said, okay, guys, do you know any art director is looking to move? So I got some portfolios and some CVs. So while I was checking this portfolio, I mean, I was impressed with what I saw, and then I was impressed with the portfolio, and I said, okay, let me check the CV and see the details, where this person has worked and everything. And I was shocked at the age. The age was 41 or 40 or so. I was surprised. 40-year-old, what's a 40-year-old looking for in a senior director role? So I mean, I thought maybe the person started his career late, and that's why he's maybe started career maybe 36, 37, and then I mean he's just new to the career. I mean, that's good. But I checked, this person studied design, and he likely, started his career as early as 22. So 18 years down the line, someone is still applying for a role of senior director. I mean, the pay can be more than 300K or 250K. So I'm like, this is the design industry. This is design. I mean, you are designing, and then 18 years into your career, you are still, you are still kind of battling, if there's a word for that, for a senior director role. You understand? So I saw on that portfolio in that same time, that was the same situation exactly, around 40, 41-year-old applying for that same job. And I mean, I was very sure that that creative director that asked me for the recommendation would not take them. I mean, because it was a very young ad agency, and I'm sure they wouldn't take them. So it came to my mind that what could have gone wrong? What could make a 40-year-old apply for a role of a senior director 18 years into his career? I mean, 18 years is not beans. I mean, most of us, a good number of us here are not even 10 years older than 18. I'm not. You understand? So, I mean, why? What's the reason? So, the second example was, let's talk about the 40 not good enough applications. So, I was supposed to recruit for a friend of mine. I think early this year or last year. I'm not sure. I think early this year or last year. So, I was supposed to recruit for a friend of mine, and then see, Larry. This was Larry, and I was very, very humble. Now he's very proud. So he spoke to me that he needed to recruit a designer for his company, for his company where he was working. And then I said, okay, let's see. So he sent out applications, and a lot of people applied. I think about 40 or so. And then we went through the email together. Went to the emails together. And then, to my surprise, we shortlisted like 8 people for the interview. I mean, like 8 people for the interview. I think this was last year, actually. It wasn't this year. So we shortlisted like 8 people for the interview, and at the end, I'm not sure we took anybody for that job. So it was these 2 experiences, the 40 not good enough applications. And so the not good enough is not just because they were bad portfolios. It could be, because some of those were because of the fit. I mean, where you are coming from, where you are going to. Some of it because of the attitude in the interview, and a lot of other stuff. So these 2 situations really brought the conversation to my mind that, I mean, what is happening? We should talk about careers as designers. We shouldn't leave this to fate. We shouldn't leave it to what's it called, to circumstances. That, okay, if I continue my career, maybe not, I could hit this level, I could hit this level, I could hit that level. So the first thing about the design in Nigeria is that design in Nigeria is relatively young. And then, I mean relatively young. A lot of people, maybe the industry in Nigeria is the oldest industries are the print design and the advertising that have been around for about 20 years or more. Understand? But I mean, the modern design is pretty young in the country. And for now, there is still no design school in Nigeria. And there's nobody who is calling for designers, I'll tell you, to bring a BS in design. Nobody. I mean, those who say that bring a BS in a related course, they are not serious. Because the only related course to design is finance. That's the closest in Nigeria, industrial design, or maybe architecture. You understand? So so that's what it is in this space. So there's still a lot of we are still kind of crude, we are still kind of raw, in the sense that you can pick up your career January 2020, and by December 2021 you get a job that is paying you more than a doctor earns when he starts working. You understand? So let me say, God save you, see you mentioned industrial design. So you could start a career in January 2020, and by December 2020, that same year, 12 months after, you are earning as much or more than a medical doctor who spent 6 years in school. That's the kind of industry we are in. Understand? So someone said, now you put leave medicine, Abby. Don't worry, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later in my presentation. So that's the landscape in Nigeria. And then design, day by day, design roles are getting on the rise. I mean, and this means that designers too, they are getting on the rise. So a lot of people are looking for designers. And one fact is that for every company in Nigeria that has at least a designer in their team, they need one more. At least they need one more. So it's either they are overworking that one designer, or it's either overworking that one designer, or they've not gotten another person to what's it called? What I was saying is that, so like I said, every company in the country it's either, I mean, like I said, that they have a need for one designer at least. Understand? So most designers they're doing more than they are overworking the designers they have, or maybe they've been looking for designers and they've not gotten the one that they think they need. You understand? So it means that there's a lot of opportunities in the design space. You have opportunities in product design, you have opportunities in brand marketing, you have opportunities in advertising, you have opportunities in a lot of spaces, digital arts, a lot of spaces. I mean, and most a good number of companies now hire designers. So it means that the demand for designers is increasingly on the rise. And we as designers, we need to know this because, so for instance, 2018 January, a friend of mine was looking for a job, and then he had a lot of offers. He had about 2 to 3 to 4 offers on his table, and he had to pick. You understand? Now I discovered that was then, but recently, design job is not easy again. I'm going to be frank with you, because there are lots of people who are applying for that job. But as much as design jobs are not easy to get, I mean, because the demand is, a lot of people want the job. The same thing happens that if you are good enough, if you know what you are doing, I mean, it's pretty easy to get these jobs. So what happens most of the time, people apply for the jobs they're not supposed to apply for, and they know that actually supposed to apply for, they don't apply for it. It's either a thing, or maybe people are not judging themselves well, or you understand. So it's always the case. So no matter how much there is a lot of people applying for jobs, there is still a lot of, let me say, mediocrity. I mean, I said there was a job application January this year or December last year, and then 40 people applied, and none of them got the job. I mean, that was a job that was waiting. Do you get it? So we have to, as designers, we have to understand that if we are good enough, if we kind of position ourselves enough, we'll get what we want. Really, it's pretty easy. So the first question I have for you, so most of my presentations today will be in form of questions. So the first question is, how long are you here for? So how long are you here for? People still see design as a side hustle. No, that is a career. So what we do with Dear Designer has made me understood a lot of the design space. There are people who built a life on design. There are people who have been doing this for 20 years, and they've gotten to the top of their career, and they are living fine. Like, they are living very fine. I interviewed a lot of people. I mean, I interviewed one person directly, and most of us were via email. And I discovered that a lot of people are actually doing fine in design. So if you see design as a side hustle, you may not get the best from it. Design is as much as a career as medicine. Design is as much as a career as engineering, as law. You understand? So we have to understand this and take it like that. You know, in the mail we sent, it was written by myself and Victor. I wrote it, and then Victor edited and sent. So, you know, I wrote that you, like other professions. So guys, we are 100 attendants. That's interesting. All right. So thank you. So for other professions, we have people dressed in suit and tie. I mean, people go to office. I mean, some designers don't even go to office. I mean, they are freelancers. They work remotely. You understand? But sorry, I'm coming. So, but for design, the design space, it's a bit loose. I mean, you can go to office anyhow. You can even call in that you're not coming to work, depending on where you work. You understand? So most of us, only few people in the industry actually studied even finance or industrial design or architecture. If I should ask us now that you should just tell me what you studied in school, can you just write it? What you studied in school? Let me just see. Let me see. English, geology, computer engineering, industrial design, advertising. Advertising, interesting. Mass communication, biology, finance, economics, linguistics, computer science, physiotherapy. Hey, that's my guy. Aluko, he wrote zoology. Aluko, my guy. So this zoology, don't mind. Statistics, you understand? I think I only saw like 3 or 4 that actually did something around industrial design, visual arts, advertising, In case you're wondering. Yeah.
Hold on.
You said?
Game design.
You said what?
There's this person that says he studied design, 3D and game
Yeah, I'm trying to
design.
look for that person.
Oh,
yeah, I know him. Yeah. Nilola, yeah, I know him. So Nilola had his first degree in finance from OAU. I think he did some courses in South Africa. Yeah, I know Nilola. So that's second degree actually. So yeah, so most of us, a good number of us studied design in the good way. You understand? So we shouldn't take it as a side hustle. If you are here, you know that you are here. If you are not here, I mean, let us know the ones that are in the space. You understand? And I said, how long are you here for? You don't have to be here for life. I mean, it's not. You don't have to be here for life. One thing I've been learning recently is that you should be free to be who you want to be at every time. You can be anything you want to be, really. You could say, I'm not designing again, I want to enter another industry, I want to enter another space, you understand? But most of the time, I always ask people that why. I mean, there has to be a reason why you're making these decisions. Don't say that it's because there's no prospect in design. That's a lie. That's a big lie. That's a big lie. Now, I studied physiotherapy in school, and I'm not practicing. I started practicing last year, March, after my NYSC. And I can tell you that people who are my peers who are in physiotherapy, you understand, they're not making, I mean, from the job they are doing, they're not making as much as I'm making on the job I'm doing. Do you understand? I mean, that's it. I spent 6 years, I said 5 years in school to do physiotherapy, 1 year for, someone said fun, since morning, 1 year for NYSC, 1 year for internship. That's 7 years. And then this is design that I've been in. I mean, I started design full time. I mean, full time last year when I finished NYSC. So all my life I've been combining design with something else. Do you understand? So imagine I've been doing design full time since let's say 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, I've been doing it full time. I'll be earning far more than I'm earning presently. You understand? So the thing is, you should know what you are here for. You should know if. So one thing I don't like to hear is that there's no what's it called? There's no opportunity. There's no money. You people are suffering. I was teaching a class recently, and then they told me that their teacher told them that designers are poor people. I'm like, okay, interesting. Designers are poor people. Well, those I know, they have money. At least according to I should do give one time. According to the what's it called? According to their level, they're earning so well. So this slide says, do you want to be a specialist or a generalist? Some there's a lot of discussions around specialists, generalists. With us a typography giveaway, I can do that actually. I can give you good fonts a lot that you've not seen before, or most likely you've not seen before. So you want to be a generalist or a specialist? So I've had this. I've seen this a lot, and people say that it's good to be a specialist, it's good to be a generalist. So normally, this is the way it is. I mean, like every other field. So if you studied engineering in school, maybe electrical engineering, for instance, when you are in school, you do like a general view of everything, and then maybe in your second degree, you specialize. In your PhD, you specialize. You understand? So normally, if design was structured in the country, then we would all have gone through everything while we're in school. And then we'll now say, okay, well, I want to specialize in graphics, I want to specialize in publications, I want to specialize in UI UX, I want to specialize in advertising, in the sense. So those are the different, that's the normal ideal setting. But for us in the country, there is no, what's it called? There is no, that structure is not there. So a lot of us started designing by learning on our own, learning what we wanted to learn, and then maybe along the line we put up some other skills, we added it to it, and then later we started saying, okay, let me what's it called? I don't know what I said, phones I've not seen before. But I am a girl.
Hi guys, hold on, Tunji. Hello guys, can we please reduce the comments? Like if it's not necessary, please, you don't have to banter right now because we have to be able to move with time as well. I'm sure Tunji has a lot to say and we are still on the second slide. So please reduce the comments and we can move faster. Thanks.
So I just saw that Yox just joined this class.
The Ox has been around since. He didn't just join.
Oh, interesting. I just saw his name now. Interesting. All right. So you want to be a specialist or a generalist? I mean, like I said, it depends on your career choice. You understand? So for some people, they feel that they've seen a place that they want to specialize in and they want to grow more depth, grow more capacity in that place. And for some people, they want to do everything, which is fine, which is perfectly okay. So it depends on your career choice. It depends on where you are going. I said it's a choice, and no matter what, you have to you have your forte. You have what you are strong at. So, for instance, for all generalists to know, I mean, for all journalists that I know, I have a lot of people who are generalists. There is something that I think they are best at, and it's not accidental. It's because among the other skills that they have, they've decided to focus on one. It's not as if they're not using the others. They just decided to focus on one. You understand? So, decide to focus on one part of it. Yeah. So no matter what, if you're a generalist or a specialist, I think you still have to have that place that you are that you are very good at. So you may not be good at everything, but you can do everything. I mean, you can do a lot of things that you want to do. You can't do everything, you can do a lot of things that you want to do. But I honestly think that you need to have like a focus. So you do UI UX, you do brand design, you work in advertising, you do this and that. Now, if you see your portfolio, I mean, if you have to present your portfolio, maybe your online portfolio, I mean, we'll see through that, okay, for this person, although he does a lot of things, but where he's focusing on is brand design, where he's focusing on is UI UX design, where he's focusing on is advertising. It will be obvious. So as much as you want to explore, do a lot of stuff, be a generalist, I think you also need to have like a forte, like a strength, like a focus. Yeah. So number 3, so you're a senior designer. I've heard some things recently around the sort of senior designer that, okay, senior designer, yeah, everybody's a senior designer. And I remember that I wrote an article at the launch of Dear Designer.
Yeah.
A launch of Dear Designer, and this was the title, so you're a senior designer. And I mean, today I was preparing for this class, I still have to refer back to the article I wrote. So what makes a senior designer a senior designer? And what makes a senior designer a senior designer? But let me say, we should drag in. But let me, it's not you I'm talking to. I mean, I've seen that conversation on Twitter around people are just considered senior designers. I mean, it's fine. So what makes a senior designer? Actually, what makes a senior designer? So every field has levels. And for instance, in career profession, there is the principal therapist, there's the chief therapist, there's the assistant director, deputy director, and the likes. So for what you are doing, you need to aspire to grow in it. I mean, you shouldn't be a designer for years and then you are still where you used to be. I mean, you grow in it. So what are the things you need to grow in? I actually feel that, I actually feel that one difference between a senior and a junior designer is decision making.
Okay.
So this is the way it is. You did a design, and then you sent it to me. Tunji, I did design, let me check it. Now, most of the time, maybe I just say, it's good enough. That is good enough is what you were looking for actually. It's not as if you wanted me to really edit. You just wanted to be sure that it's good to go.
Validation.
Yeah, validation. I mean, you're not ready to take that risk. You're not ready to say it's good on my own. Let me deploy. So I think the major difference between a senior and a junior designer is decision, validation. That okay, this thing that I did is good enough. I can defend it. I can identify with it. You understand? So, so I listed leadership, I listed mastery, I listed experience, process, and decision. So leadership is, I mean, a senior designer. Because of a senior designer means that there's a junior designer. There is someone who is a senior too. You understand? So it's possible you're a senior designer and you are the only designer in your organization. That's fine. But I mean that because you are senior means that people that there are people that you can lead. That's the word. There are people that you can lead.
Yeah.
So leadership is one. You have to be able to provide leadership for those behind you in terms of direction, in terms of analysis, in terms of giving them like tips, providing direction for them, how to go about what they are doing, correction, how to bring them back, So someone says single designer is not equal to senior designer. That's not true. That's not true. So it's possible you are the only designer in your company. That doesn't mean you are not a senior designer. You can be a senior designer by experience, by what you've done, by process, by leadership. You understand? The fact that you're a lone designer in your company doesn't mean you can't be a senior designer. No, they're different. They're different. So the fact that I don't lead anybody in your organization doesn't mean you can't lead anybody if the chance comes. You understand?
So,
it's just a set of organization.
Let me cut you, right?
Yeah.
So two things. Any mute, whoever is there, mute. All right. So two things. First, I don't know if you can be very succinct and practical. Can you give a succinct say, okay, this, and this are things that would make you become verifiable or regarded as a senior designer? Because if we're talking about leadership, we're talking about experience and mastery. Some of these things are a little bit hazy. Am I right?
Yeah.
This is a little bit hazy.
Yeah.
So it's easy for someone to just have the conviction in their mind that, okay, look, I don't want to do this thing for how many years now? I'm saying I don't try now, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the other guy, like I mentioned yesterday, there could be someone somewhere who is learning design right now. By this time next year, he's probably earning more, or he probably knows better. So sometimes is it about the earning power? Is it about the experience? Or is it about because when we're talking about experience, we're also even looking at the other practices, like how to handle a client. That's even beyond the mastery of the art now. Do you get? So, I don't know, can you just look at what in specifics help with that?
Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I listed leadership, I listed mastery, I listed experience, I listed process. I'm trying to go through it, you understand? So leadership, like I said, is in the sense of providing guidance for people who are behind, you understand? And then providing, you have to be able to communicate to the client. You have to be able to handle a client on your own. You have to be able to handle sessions, strategy sessions. You have to be able to, so the thing about this is that there are different spaces. There is the product design, UI, UX. There is the brand design. There is the what's it called? The advertising. It's a lot. So there's no one fits all specificity. Do you understand? There's no one fits all specificity. I can only say that, okay, these are the things that are possible. So mastery means that what you can do, mastery means that what mastery means that you understand the basics so well.
Yeah.
I think that's what I define mastery. You understand the basics so well, and you've applied it so well that it has become a part of you. So how do you see mastery? Consistency over time. Okay. That's how you see mastery. Consistency over time. So it's possible someone does a logo today and is beautiful and is awesome and is functional and is crazy, and it's just luck. Do you understand? It's just luck. It's just way.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So maybe there are many things that will make you do a good logo that is beyond the process. Maybe you got direction from someone. Maybe the kind of brand it is. Maybe the client already gave you some what's it called? What do I call it? Like a guidance. You understand already? So that's that. But if someone has done this consistent work over a period of time, it can be months, it starts to be years, maybe like over 1 or 2 years. Do you understand? Yeah. So that's mastery. So experience is in what you have done. So what kind of projects have you handled? So if all you have done is maybe what's it called? What do I call it? All you have done is to work on this particular kind of projects. You've only worked in this particular kind of sector, and then maybe because of the briefs are kind of similar. You've not experienced some other things. You've not experienced some other difficult tasks. So there was a time some years back, I think about 4 or 5 years back at Fort Canvas, that we did a project. And then we knew that this project was a new kind of project entirely. We knew it was not like what we've been doing before. Do you understand? So as if you've experienced enough, you've seen a lot of situations. You've seen a lot of what's it called? Situations. That's the word. I mean, you've worked this kind of brief, this kind of brief, this kind of brief, and then you've been able to walk through them. You're able to walk through all these things. I mean, that's what diverse. You understand? I'm not just all you're doing is not just doing logo design for an SME for your friends. You understand? What weight of project have you handled? Do you understand? Yeah. So the next thing is process. So I think process as the only way we can be sure of results. So what you've done, how do you arrive at what you've done? Sorry guys, give me like a minute. I'll be back. Give me like a minute. I'll be back. Sorry.
All right.
All right, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
Yeah. So
I was going to play Coldplay.
Yeah, Coldplay. Okay. All right. So process is for me is the only way I think you can be sure of the results. That's the only assurance that you can get a result. So what you do, how do you do what you do? Understand? What's the process you take to do it? So this is the thing. You could get results without process. You could get results without process. It's very, very possible. But I mean, some briefs would come and then they just throws you off balance. Your trial and error, your route to the answer is not even working. You understand? It's not even working at all. So what I'm saying is that if you have a process, something that is clear, something that you follow, something that has given you results over time, you understand? That you can teach others. Now I can't teach you a route to the answer. I can't teach you that I just thought about it, I just did this, I just didn't work. I have to teach you that, okay, this was what I did, this was how I got this was what I did in this project, in this project.
So in essence, you're saying process is evidence of
that's
mastery.
The process there.
Right? Do you hear me? Hello? Are you there?
Don't even come. I'm with you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello?
I was saying that in essence, process is the evidence of mastery, right?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Tunji.
Can you hear me? Yeah, all right. So
I was saying that in essence, you're saying that process is the evidence of mastery, right? And that process is something that you can repeat in order to achieve.
Yeah, that's the thing. That can repeat. Yeah. Something that you've tried over time that's giving you results. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the next question is, how do you grow through the ranks? How do you grow through the ranks? So, is designing really enough? So let me start from the second word, which says give your absolute best at all times. So it's possible that where you work as a designer, you are not comfortable. You are not comfortable. The condition is not all right. Your boss are not treating you well. I mean, you don't like how they value design in that company, and then you are not comfortable. That's the word. Like you want out. You want to leave. Actually, you want to leave. So how do you grow through the ranks? So I was talking about the fact that most of us, a good number of us, might be working in companies that isn't so, what do I call it? Isn't so convenient for us. That maybe we don't like the culture, we don't like what they're doing, we don't like the old culture, and then we want to leave, but we can't leave because of, I mean, so many reasons. We've not gotten a new job. Maybe they are paying so high, but we just want to leave. But you have to know one thing, that as a designer, and even as generally as people, if you don't give your best. So one thing is, if you give your best in any job, it is still you that is growing. Do you understand? It is still you. You are still the one growing. If you give your best to what you do, to whatever you do, you're still the one growing. I mean, if you, what's it called? If you, maybe when you joined, you couldn't properly, for instance, let's say as a brand designer, when you join, you can't even design a logo from scratch. You can't do the thinking behind the logo. You can't do a lot of things. But when you join, because of the work you were doing for them, because of the things that you were doing on the job, you learned a lot. At the end, when you are leaving that job, you will not drop what you learned. It's not possible. So you won't drop what you learned. It goes with you. So that means that no matter what the condition is like, you have to still give your best in the job you are doing. You have to give your best in the work you are doing. Because at the end, if you don't give your best and you are not happy, you are losing on both ends. That's the thing. I mean, you want to do that to your career. You understand? I mean, it's not possible. AJ, someone asked a question. Maybe you should note it down so I can answer it after.
I've noted the questions. You just put me out. I've noted all questions.
All right. So I said, is designing really enough? Is designing really enough? And I think this is one of the major points I want to make today. So you are working in. So I think a lot of designers are obsessed with designing. When I say designing, I mean what they do on the laptop. I mean what they do on the laptop. That's what I mean by designing. A lot of designers are obsessed with designing. That's what they care about. So let's say you work in the marketing department of a bank, for instance, maybe GT Bank. I love GT Bank a lot. Work in the marketing of GT Bank. And then in the marketing department, or Union Bank. I love Union Bank too. Management of GT Bank, you in that same department, there are copywriters, there are digital marketers, there are designers, which are one of. There are a lot of people in that department. And when there's a conversation in your department, on your team, you don't contribute. You're not concerned about marketing. You're not concerned about how things go. You are not concerned about the effect of your design. You're not concerned about everything that goes in the department. You're just concerned about, give me copy, give me direction, let me design. You understand? Let me design. That's not good for your career. Because you have to understand that design is just one of many things. And there's things that affect your design that you don't have. If you don't understand it, you can't be a better designer. So you have to be involved in the process. And you know what? If they will promote you at work, they won't promote you because all you do is to do greatest design in the company. Communication skills, 0. Contribution to work, 0. Understanding of what the brand is doing, 0. Do you understand? You won't move up that way. So you have to be involved in things aside designing. You work in a product, maybe you work as a product designer, you work as a UI UX designer. And okay, let's say you work as a UI UX designer. There's a UX researcher. There are the front-end developers. There are the UX writers. Everything you are concerned about is what happens on the screen. You're not concerned about how your product is doing in the market. You're not concerned about the numbers. You're not concerned about the effect of that change you made on the screen. You're not concerned about the effect it has. Do you understand? So you have to be involved in more than designing. You have to be involved in more than designing. Because for you to grow up, designing will not cut it for you. For instance, in an advertising agency, you enter as a graphic designer. So what I reckon yes is called graphic designer is the person that he can't work on a brief on his own. They have to give him direction. He just has to execute. You understand? So you enter as someone that is inexperienced. You can use the software, you can use Photoshop and everything together. Meaning that's what you are doing on the job. Yeah, nobody. If they send you a copy, it's good. It's not good. They use it like that. If they send you, they give you direction. It's good. It's not good. They use it like that. That's now for you to become what they call an art director, which means someone who can get a brief and he doesn't need direction from anybody. He can work from a direction to execute himself. He can come up with the idea and execute it himself. And you know, for you to grow from a designer in that space, an entry-level graphic designer, to maybe an art director who can handle brief on his own, it's not just designing that. You don't need Photoshop to do that. You know Photoshop already. You know AI already. You know Corel already. What you need is to understand creative direction, to understand how to come up with ideas, to understand how good copies work. You have to understand all those things. So, for instance, a designer is not expected to write copies, but there are some situations that maybe there are no copies. I now say, okay, I'm not designing because there's no copy. No, I can't do anything because there's no copy. Because it's saying that, please, I mean, can you just help me do this? I can't read the copyright. Let's do this. I'm like, no, I can't do it. There's no copy. Do you understand? You're able to do some things aside designing, and that's the way you grow up in your career. So the next thing is, what heights are possible for you? So I've had this conversation before. So 2 questions: who says that we can't have these founders of startups that are designers? So I don't know, maybe it's designers are afraid to start up companies, to start maybe a product company or a service company or anything. I don't understand why. So I feel like we designers, we see ourselves as problem solvers. That's the thing. We see ourselves as problem solvers. So, and problem solving is beyond visuals. It's beyond the pixels. It's beyond red represents this. Problem solving is holistic. Is the word problem solving. Any problem anywhere. Even though you can't apply visual design directly to solve it, it's still a problem. You should be able to solve it as a designer. So we should carry this to all our work. So if you see a problem that you think you can solve, you should solve it. If you see, Opa said if you share this article in his, he shared it in his article actually. The article he wrote on their designer, he shared it. That's true. So if you see a problem that you think you can solve, you can start up a company. It's not necessary that the only company you can start up is a design agency. No, actually no. You can be anything you want to be. You can be anything you want to be. So it shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be the case that all you can do is to your goal is to, from where you are, found or create a design agency that will be your own. No, you can create products. I mean, it's very possible. And also, who says so? The header of the email that was sent for this is that, what is the BSc? What BSc does the CEO have? Yeah. There is no BSc in Chief Executive Officiating. Maybe there's something like that. There's nothing like that. So you as a designer can grow up the ranks to be the CEO of a multinational. It's possible. But you won't become the CEO of a multinational because you can use Photoshop well. Nobody will entrust a company to your hands because you could change Adekunle Gold's head to Simi's head. Do you understand? Nobody will entrust a company to your head because you did an ad that brought in that made sales. Nobody will put in charge of a company because you dress well to the office. Do you understand? Nobody will do that. But I think it doesn't say you out of this. But I think that as designers, so when people tell me that they're working in the company and then they want to leave, and then the reason is because I just want to go somewhere else. I mean, it's good, but I'm like, have you considered moving up the ladder in this company? So, for instance, you work in a bank. Let me use a bank as an example. Yeah. Let me use a bank as an example. So you work as a designer in a bank in the marketing department, and now your direct boss is maybe the marketing manager. Who says that as a designer you can't grow up to become the marketing manager? And the reasons why we have issues with our account managers is because they have little or no understanding or regard for design. They think design is at the base. They think design is what's it called? What's at the least? What's the least? They think you can do magic. Just do like this with laptop and then the design would appear. You understand? They think that is who you are. So who says that we can't have designers who are marketing managers, who they were designing, but they moved up the ladder? You understand? They moved up there to become marketing managers in their companies. And a marketing manager, maybe at a corporate comes, and possibly you be the CEO of the company. So the thing is, there is nobody who studies CEO in school. There's nobody who studied CEO in school. Do you understand? You have to deliberately put yourself to be able to fit that position. So, for instance, Twitter, for instance, has a VP of design. Twitter has a VP of design. So let's say the CEO leaves. I mean, let's assume the CEO leaves, and then they need a new CEO. They need a new CEO to come in. Hope you know that VP of design, if it's an all-round guy that he understands business, he understands how to run a company, understands how to manage people, understand, it could be the next CEO of Twitter, if possible. So the cap for designer does not end at VP of design. It doesn't end at creative director. It doesn't end at head of design. So you could actually move from anywhere you are to become the CEO. It's very possible. Actually, I look forward to having a CEO in Nigeria. And I'm not saying a CEO of I'm not saying just a CEO of a small startup. I'm a CEO of a multinational that if he trace his career back, trace his trajectory back, he started as a designer. I'm not sure there's one now, you understand, but yeah, sure, Coca-Cola, that's Coca-Cola worldwide, right? That's global Coca-Cola. If I show you, is it the Coca-Cola of Nigeria or the Coca-Cola that we know? You understand? So it's possible, and I think we have to start thinking. We have to start thinking that way. That I can be anything I want to be. Design is not a tool, like if I said, you said, design is not a tool. I use it as a way of life, as a solution to problems. I would say that I can use my design skills, my design thinking abilities to solve problems that are beyond visuals. We have to be able to contribute in meetings. You can't just be screen alone. All I want is the screen. All I want to do is do design on the screen. No. You'll get tired. Don't be 40-year-old and be applying for a job of 23-year-olds. Nah, don't do it. Don't do it. You have to. I mean, you shouldn't be dilly-dallying. That's the word. You leave this company, go to another company, and then at the end you are tired. You say, okay, I'm tired. I've gone to 10 companies already. Let me start my design agency. It's fine. I mean, that's very good. But you have to understand that that's a path. That's a route. You can also take the route of not just designing alone. You are moving up that ladder. You are moving up to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. In fact, a CEO of a design agency is not doing design alone. No people know. I'm sure you know it. What Victor does at first now is not just to design alone. I mean, it does what's it called? A lot of business strategy, does a lot of managing people, does a lot of creative direction, a lot that is beyond design. Do you understand? So you also have to know that for me to fit in this position, I have to take some courses. You have to make some deliberate steps. So I met a guy last year, and then the guy said, so when I said, I know that you want to leave your office. You want to leave the company you're working for. So most designers want to leave where they're working for. I mean, they want greener pastures, want more money. So when I said, I have a feeling that you want to leave where you are. So he said, yes. So I said, what company would you like to work? So okay, I asked him that what's the next step. He said he doesn't know. He said he doesn't know that he just wants to go. Okay, I said, what company would you like to work with? Like in your wildest dream, what company would you like to work with? He mentioned the company. And then I asked him, okay, so what role do you want to occupy in that company? He mentioned the role. And I'm like, the role you are occupying presently and the role you want to occupy in Google, they are not the same. Nobody would give you a job as, let's say, a marketing manager in Google because you can do designs well. Nah, nobody does that. Do you understand? So you have to deliberately. So from your present role, you want to move to another role. You have to deliberately work towards it. So AJ, for instance, started as a designer that fought canvas, and down the line, he transitioned from a designer to a business development lead. You understand? And now he's working in marketing. He knew what he wanted and he went after it. So you don't just hallucinate. You don't just put on your mind that, okay, I want to work in GT Bank as CEO. I want to be head of corporate counsel and I'm a designer. Young man, what are you doing to get where you're going to? What are you doing? You have to take steps. You have to take steps. So I feel like everybody should have like a career plan. So what planning does is that it makes you not idle part-time. So you have a plan to do something. You are working towards that plan. If at the end the plan doesn't work, let's say, for instance, as a designer, you feel like you want to learn brand strategy. Okay, let's say as a designer, you feel like you want to, let's say, work in marketing. You want to work in marketing, yeah. You are a brand designer, you want to work in marketing. And at the moment, what you can really do with your hands. So the plan is that you want to work in marketing. And then you are doing all your best to learn about marketing. You took courses here and there, and then you are really growing. You are learning the marketing. And let's say another opportunity just came, and your company promoted you from where you are to maybe to role in brand strategy. So all the while you've been trying to build capacity in marketing, but they gave you a role in brand strategy, and then you accepted it. Now, when you say that at the time I was using to what's it called, to learn marketing is a waste. It's not a waste. But what that ensures is that during that time you were not wasting away. It's also possible that you leave that company that you're and then you apply for a marketing job somewhere and then you get it. So you shouldn't you should have a plan that, okay, what next? What next? What next? And I also think that we should, as designers, we think of the next job. You should think about the next job. And this is it. So I feel like before designers make move to a new company, most of the time, I hope you understand that you don't just make moves because of money. Yeah, there's some moves you make and they're paying you well. And let's say the company folds up or they lay you off. I mean, these corona times can happen and then they lay you off. And then you leave your job. If I said always find your exit from the first day of work, that's very valid. And then you leave your job. Maybe you're earning, okay, let's say if you're earning 200K, they started paying you 400K. That's times 2 of your salary. Now, the work you do in this new company is not going to position you better for any job that you do after. So let me just have an example, a real example. You're working in advertising, you understand? And then you move to, let's say, multinational. And then your role is to be doing PowerPoint presentations. That's your role, and they're paying you 400K. Now, when you leave that job, when they sack you, or when you leave, when you're tired, where do you go to? I mean, would you get a job that also be designing PowerPoint design that will pay you more than 400K? Not likely. So that move would be a wrong move in the grand scheme of things. Because one thing you also should know is that in Nigeria, for some Nigerian companies, even all of them, they ask you for how much you are earning in your previous workplace. So why are they asking? They're asking because they don't want to pay you more than that. That's the reason why they're asking. They're like, this guy is earning 150K. Now says wants to come and be earning 500K. Okay, calm down now. 150, I go to 250. So if you make some career decisions, you move to another job, and then you made the wrong move. And then from that company, you're like in a hole. If you leave that job, the experience you have from that job is not enough to get to the next job. So I always think that before the analysts move, you should think of, if I leave this place, where can I work? What's the plan? Okay, so you're working at let's say a design agency, and then you got a job with, let's say, a bank. You should think that, okay, so if I leave this bank, what's the next step for me? Where can I go from this bank? So you leave a company in Lagos and then you move to a company in Enugu. You understand? And they're paying you very, very well. And then maybe the things you do in that your Enugu, in that place that you are, is actually not even marketable. You can't even put it in your portfolio. So after 2 years that you leave that job, what's the next step? You either go back to where you are starting from, except something miraculous happens. There's a friend of mine that shared it with me, and then, I mean, his case was a very different case. Do you understand? So I think we all should look at the next step. Look ahead. Don't just look at, okay, I'm moving from company A to company B. Think about it. If I leave company B, which company C can I go to? Do you understand? Which company C can I go to? All right. So number 7. So I've played that already. Think 2 steps ahead. Think 2 steps ahead. Yeah. So portfolio talks. So your portfolio puts you in the best light. That's what I tagged this this session. Your portfolio puts you in the best light. So applying for jobs. Like I think I've said a lot about this already. Applying for jobs. Before you make any application, so first thing is that it's not all jobs you apply for, no matter how desperate you are. It's not all jobs you apply for. You have to know the companies that you are going to. You have to know that, okay, what do they do in this company? What kind of work will I do for them? What are the prospects? You understand? What quality work will I do for this particular company? So you have to make research in the company you are applying to. So this affects the way you structure your cover letter. Yeah. So it affects the way you structure your cover letter. So you're going to be like, so you don't use the same cover letter for all companies. I'm sure we know that. You have to include in the cover letter what you bring on board for them. And you can't bring the same thing on board for different companies. It's rare. You understand? So you research on the company you want to go. What are they offering me? What are the opportunities here? What will I be doing? Is that the next step for me in my career? If I live here, where can I work? Do you understand? Where can I work? So negotiating. So before you go to any interview, I think all designers, people should generally know a bit about the job they are going for and have an idea of how much they pay for that level. Yeah, how much they pay for that level. So see, one thing is that companies don't mind to pay you 50K or 10K if you want to collect it.
Yes, sir.
Some companies don't mind. They don't mind. You do the work of 10 people and they will pay you peanuts. They don't mind. Oh God, when there's someone pay God, like you basically just you were taking for a food.
You slept on it.
You slept on it. Do you understand? So before you go for that interview, you have to understand the person who left this job. Why did they leave? These things may be difficult, but I think it's important. Why did they leave? Ask around. This company, I heard people used to leave there. Like after 1 week, they've sacked them. After 2 months, they've sacked them. That's the kind of place you want to work. Yeah, because your career will take a blow. That's the thing. So you have to make research, and that's why it's good to be a person of what's it called? Be a person of have a good network among your peers. I'm always surprised when people say, "Who do you know in the design industry?" I don't know anybody. I'm just on my own. What are they doing, sir? I just playing. I mean, it sounds like something good. They're just playing. There's something they're doing. There's nothing they're doing. I'm not. Yeah, but I said, funny enough, I do ask you the interview session. I know what I'm bringing to the table, but what do you want to give me? These are valid questions to ask, so that I don't just enter bank. You understand? So I was talking about. I think I lost my string of thoughts.
What's Pankwe?
Pankwe is a trap.
Okay.
All right. So negotiating, you have to understand how much they are paying for your level. So let's say the role you're applying for, the budget is let's say 300K, and then you don't know, or 400K, and then you don't know. Then they ask you, how much do you want to earn? I said I want to earn 200K. The budget is 400K. I said you say you want to earn 200K. That 200K, they even tell you that they have 150K because they feel like this person is not a serious person. Do you understand? So I think that you have to know where you are going. So you have to know. So you should know how much your level should be earning. You should know how much your peers, those who are on your level, you should know how much they are earning. You should know how much you want on the corporate scale. So that you won't just take anything. I mean, do you understand? So portfolio. So this friend of mine that I recruited for, I mean, I saw a lot. Designers don't know how to do portfolios. No.
I think
It
you told
was
me
yeah, I told
about
you
this.
about it. It was a terrible experience. Like I was so vexed. I was so vexed. And the funny thing is that these people who apply for this job, like people, they're people that won't come for meetups. I will say that they are lone rangers. So applying for a graphic design role, and your portfolio is 90% UI designs that are not even good enough. Because if it's good enough, you apply for graphic design role. So your portfolio is UI design. Apply for a graphic design role. Guy, you want to design UI and put on Instagram?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Do you understand? You shouldn't apply for a graphic design role and then your portfolio is UI designs. Like how? How? Or you're applying for a UI UX role and your portfolio is advertising. Nobody would employ you in a UI UX role because you do very good logos. No, sir. So how do you get a UI UX role from being a logo designer? So in your portfolio, I think you should tailor your portfolio to the company you're applying to. Some designers, they just have one portfolio. Everything is inside. Advertising, UI, UX, logo design, everything. Everything is there. PayStack is a good thing. Send. First rank is a good thing. Send. That's why you don't get the job. I'm not even lying. You won't get the job like that. You won't get the job. So I think you have to know what the company are going to, what it entails, what they are looking for, and tailor your portfolio to that. So the time I was working on my portfolio, and it was about 100 pages plus. I think some of my friends saw it. I never finished it actually. So someone was like, Tunji, is it a book? Why are you sending 100 page portfolio? Is it a book? I said, okay, so it's just everything. So if I want to send portfolio to someone and he says he needs someone to do maybe an editorial design job, I know that I would send my editorial design portfolio. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If someone says that he wants a portfolio for logo design, I'll send my logo designs to him. Do you understand? Yeah. So you will just say, take. So this job I had my friend recruit for, a guy applied for that job. And the portfolio was about 70 pages. That's not the issue. The first 40 to 48 pages were 2 logos on each page for the first 40 pages. 2 logos on each page for the first 40 pages.
Wow.
Do you understand? I mean, what's that, guy? See, so one thing is, so the logo design was about 80. So that was actually a graphic design role. And then they are sending first 40 pages, logo designs. No case study, no rationale, nothing. It's basically one logo, no more. One logo on top, one logo on that. It was an A4 portrait. One logo on top, one logo on that. For the first 48 pages.
Wow.
If it was a logo design job, you won't get it.
Sure.
Because you are applying for a logo design job and then everything is just logos. No case study. What did you do? What did you do? What was the rationale? How did you apply these things that you did? How did you achieve this and that? You don't just put logos like that. So I think that portfolios, understand, is like the best foot you put forward. A friend of mine applied for a job in a top agency in Nigeria, and then he sent his portfolio, and immediately they called him that come for interview. I mean, they saw that portfolio and they were like, oh, this guy has a job already. And then he got a job. Do you understand? So the strength of the portfolio was compelling. I saw it. It was compelling. It was compelling. So I mean, I think we need to put our, what's it called? We need to put our best foot forward. So that's why in Champions League, Barca wants to play maybe Madrid. Play. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So in Champions League, Barca wants to play Madrid.
Yeah.
They have their reserve team. They have their reserve team. They won't fill the reserve team. They'll feel their best team that can win the match. Ask yourself, can this portfolio win this job? This company you're applying to, check the Instagram page. Look at the quality of the designs that they have there. Can you match up to an ad agency or for UI design role? And then you can't put the logo designs for that role. No. What I think you need to do is that as you're preparing for that role, you are taking on some dummy projects. There is coronavirus, design ad for coronavirus, for awareness, put it in your portfolio. There is there's Easter celebration, cook up a brief for GT Bank, design it, put it in your portfolio. There is Happy Water Day, Happy Sunday, Happy Monday. Do these designs, put it in your portfolio. Nobody will ask you that. Was it? Did you do it for? Even if they ask you that, did you do it for GT Bank? You said no. That was just a demo for you to come. It's not bad. It's not bad. It shows that you can do it if you have a chance to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that as designers, we should put our best foot forward. Your portfolio should put you in the see, guy. If it's 3 projects, that is good enough for that job, put it. So there was a day I tweeted something. I said, dear designers, don't let your next portfolio, your next project, make the recruiter doubt if you did the previous one. See, in designing portfolio, nobody wants to see that you've grown. No. Nobody wants to see that you've grown from a bad logo design to a good logo. No. Nobody wants to see that. Now let me ask you a question. Your friend told you that, guy, I'm an ex-convict. I stole money in NYC camp and I went to prison. And I went to prison for it. But now I'm a changed man. This was 10 years ago. If you lose your phone and you stay with that friend, won't you think that he stole it? No, to be frank. Your friend told you that I used to steal, but I stopped stealing. They now stole your phone. You would think of that your friend that will look for me. That's the only thing. So the same thing for your. Nobody wants to see that guy. You've grown from 0 to hero. No, show them the hero that you are. Show them the works that portrays you in the best light. If it is 3 projects, put it there. If it is 3 projects, put it there. After that, don't you have what's it called? Don't you have more works? You now say, okay, so these are my latest projects. The projects I've worked on before now, they were years back. You understand? They were years back. They don't put me in the best light. That is a valid reason, sir. So it's not about the numbers, it's about the quality. Don't put one project on your portfolio. One project doesn't show range. It doesn't show that you can do what you can do. It could be a mistake, it could be an error. But at least 3, the list. Maybe you're doing a UX case study. Understand? You put like 2, 3. You're doing you're applying for a brand identity position. You do a case study. Yeah, so people want to see the end, not the struggle. So don't show people that you were once bad. No. So I saw a portfolio and then I flipped to the next page and I said it's either this guy did not do what is on this page or the difference between this design is 2 years. Either of the 2. It's either this previous page was on 2 years before this next page or he didn't do the next page. So you have to show consistency. You have to put your best foot forward. If Van Dijk, best player in the world, and then the keeper that is behind him, for those who watch football, is the worst keeper in the whole world. You know, Van Dijk won't be a what's it called? Won't be a world beater because there's someone in his team that's not making his work show. The same thing for your portfolio. There's a project in your portfolio that's making you look like a learner. That's making you look like a what's it called? Someone that is just coming up. Someone that started designing 2 weeks ago. No, sir. We don't want to know if you've done 50 logo designs. If it is 5 that you've done that you are proud of, that I think take it to anywhere in the world, this thing would fly. You use that kind of project. And you also have to know that different roles require different needs. So you don't, like I said, you don't apply for all jobs. Nah. You don't apply for all jobs. Please don't do it. Don't be that desperate. There's some jobs you would have and then it would opt you. So a friend of mine said they applied for a job and then they called him, they said, guy, this job, you are good for it, but it's not your level. You are ahead of that level. That HR is a sincere person. He's a sincere person. He said, guy, I saw your portfolio, you are very good, but it's not this kind of job that you should apply for. You pass this job. That's the word. But if you still want to, this is our offer. Do you understand? So I think we all need to get to that level. Understand that we know that this job I'm not applying for. Don't be everywhere. Do you understand? Don't be everywhere. You have to choose your battle. You have to focus your strength. You won't say, hey, my portfolio is everything. What do you want to do? Advertising or UI/UX? Okay, it's UI/UX. Guys, build capacity here. A friend of mine was applying for a job, was submitted his portfolio one day for a UI/UX role. And then he had about 2 or 3 projects on his portfolio. So he wanted to add one. That night, he did a dummy project for us on the rock. That night. Added his portfolio and was there. Do you understand? So he knew that he needed more projects and he did a dummy project. I have a lot of friends actually, a lot of friends. In fact, the truth is every friend I've referred to, they're on this chat. But I mean, I shouldn't mention that. I shouldn't mention that. It's not good. Yeah. So So number 9 is So the next question is Canva a how do I call it? Is Canva a threat? Yeah. Is Canva
is that one of the questions?
Is that a question? It's not a question. I mean, it's part of my presentation. So because people say Canva is doing this, Canva is doing that. So will machine take my job? Is that conversation about people cannot do logos? So people cannot do logos online, and you're afraid as a logo designer. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with your process. There's something wrong with your motivation. If you are being afraid because of Canva, because your friend that used to give you job to do cannot do it on Canva, and you announce like, my money. Canva is your competitor. Interesting. So I actually think that we should be grateful that things like Canva exist, and this is just the beginning. Really, this is just the beginning. We have a lot of products that would. How can you compete with Canva? There are a lot of products that will come and make your job easier. And people say there was one illustration website that was giving people free illustration. And someone said, how will you be putting this? They're making also lose their job. Guy, the font you are using, did you create it? People create typefaces. People create typefaces. The typeface you are using, did you create it? How many icons do you use that you create? How many of the icons that you use that are created from scratch? How many? So you have to understand that these things are making life easy for you. Artificial intelligence will make life easy for us. So I read a book last year or 2 years ago, 12 technological factors that would affect our future, that affect the future. And number 2 is Cognifying, which is artificial intelligence. So it says that the jobs machines will take should not be done by humans in the first place. So the jobs that machine can do should not be done by humans in the first place. It shouldn't be done by humans. So your job is to move file from room 1 to room 2. People should move file from room 1 to room 2. That's your job that you do Monday to Friday. That's not a job. That's not a reason to live. Machine can do that job. Really, machine can do. Let the machine take that job. So for instance, there is a tweet deck that used to schedule your tweets, isn't it?
Yeah.
500 tweets, just schedule it. Oh yeah, by 8:30, tweet it yourself. That's artificial intelligence. Now, who wrote the tweet? Is it the machine or you? You wrote the tweet. The machine cannot do that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, you want to reflect on the tweet. The reference you have online made it easy for you to do that tweet. That's machine. That's technology. Do you understand? So, you have to be happy that you are not typing one by one and tweeting. Send tweet, reply, send tweet, reply, send tweet. That's something else is doing that for you. It's not making life easy for you.
Yeah.
So those who are afraid of Canva, they have, I think they have like a misguided view of what design is. Because really, I am so happy that there's Canva. Guys, if there's no Canva, they would have kicked us with work. Please now. I want to do one training tomorrow. Please, let me design now. I have 500, I have 1K. They will disturb you with work all the time. But they can do it on their own, guy. That's joy for you. Really, that's a lot of joy for you. That's a lot of joy for you. At times, you see your friends using Canva designs and you are happy. That well, you say you're like shit. And it's a waste of time. Really, it's a waste of time. So number 10, this is where I will end. The best jobs are not advertised. Think about that. The best jobs are not advertised. Yeah. The best jobs are not advertised. So if all you are waiting for is to see a tweet that these people, they are recruiting for design now, that's all you are waiting for. You go a long way. I think you need to build good networks. Build valuable networks. That every week, every month, they are just flying around me and my people. They have fatigue. There's this job. You have anybody? Alpha, very cool. There's this job. You have anybody? The time that my friends are calling that Alpha, Alpha, there's this job that I want to that I want to recruit for. Yeah. So there's one of mine is on this chat. I mean, he got a job last year, and this was the way it is. A friend of mine called me and said, Alpha, I need designer now. I need one designer, very, very good designer, intermediate level. I said, okay. I said, what's the pay? He said, he told me the pay. I said, okay. Who do I do? I just spoke to this friend, Alpha. There's a job. Would you be interested? Send me your portfolio. And I sent him his portfolio. In 2 days, he had that job. No negotiation, no job, but 300K. No, 290. No negotiation, no nothing. He just got a job on that platter. So if all you with, and see, I can count 10 that has been like that. I can count a lot that has been like that. Don't wait for I'll share application. Guys, no, it won't work like that. Build networks. I was a friend of mine last year. I have a lot of friends actually, and we're just gisting. I said, they're far now. Don't you need like a junior designer in your company? And only you there, and just work like lion. Don't you need a junior designer? He said, he wants to. Like, if I have anybody, that was how that person got that job. No application, no physical interview, nothing. No GMAT, no aptitude test. Got a job. Straight. So, I think you need to build good networks with designers and non-designers for the purpose of your career. Yeah. So, like only GMAT. Wow, people do GMAT for job. They there now. Well, yeah, people do GMAT for job. Sit down there. They give you aptitude test. They tell you some mathematics. Because
Tunji, you and I know this now.
You understand? So, yeah. So build networks, really. Designers and non-designers alike. Yeah. Build networks. So, and I think this is one thing we also need to know. So we all want money, isn't it? And the money that we want is in someone else's hand.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. So your next project is for is owned by someone. The person has that money. Now, if this person doesn't know you, if this person does not know you, how would you get that job from that person? Now, let me be clear. Now, for those who are not designers here, if you have a design job, there is someone on your mind that you give job to straight. Yeah. See, thank you, York. York said the agencies call their network or designers with a strong online presence first before they put out applications. That's a fact, guy. That's a fact. So let me have a real life example. First timers in 2017 wanted to add designers to their team. Yeah, to our team. I said their team, to our team in 2017. And then we put out application. People applied. We were in Accra at that time. People who were good enough, they were not willing to travel. People who were very good, they were not willing to travel. They said, they can't come to Accra. Good. We put out an application. Now, I mean, that took like 2 weeks or so. We had a lot of applications, you understand? There were a lot of, we can't move, we can't collect this money. I want to collect 3 million naira. I'm just joking. We can't collect this money and stuff. At the end, the people that joined at that time, they were based on Alpha, Ishawala, Korea, Shumawa. I'm telling you, that was the way it was. Do you understand? So, see, if I have a company, let's say I have a company tomorrow, and I want to employ 50 designers, you don't send an application outside. Nah, you don't send application outside. I just talk to my people. You have a designer that they look for a job. Bad alpha, anybody where they look for a job. That's the way it is. So I think we need to build network. And see, don't see this as nepotism. I think it's really like clear this. So they don't think that it's man no man. If it's man no man, let's assume it's man no man. It is the new order. But let me explain how it works. So you are more comfortable. It's not connection. I'm more comfortable to give a job to someone you trust than to someone that is just it's just coming from the blues.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, for instance, if I give a job to someone I know and that person is not doing fine, that person is not doing fine. The person that person is working for will come that I found this your guy. You know it's not doing very fine. What's happening now? I said, okay, let me talk to him. That alone is a good reason to give job to someone that you know. And let me tell you this. HR people go to LinkedIn to search for people and give them job. The same thing HR people go to LinkedIn. The same thing that person is coming to me. I am the LinkedIn now in this case. That Alpha, do you have anybody? Do you understand? It's because that's why that you can trust LinkedIn. So you can also trust that his friend. By saying that guy, Alpha, I need designer. So do you have anybody? That's the way it is. That is the way it is. We have to understand that that it's not about connection. It's about trust. It's about trust. Someone said Tunji. I'm not talking about. I'm just citing an example. It's about trust. It's about this person knows this person. He trusts him. So if I trust this person, I can trust anybody who recommends for me. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's about trust. That's the word. That operational word in that sense, in that situation is trust. I need a designer. Who can you recommend? It's recommendation. It's not connection. That's the word. Yeah. It's recommendation. Low risk. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No risk. Trust. That's the thing. I know at times, before, like the York said, before people
put out applications, they've already told their friends, Alpha, who do you have? Who do you think can do this job for me?
They also tell guys that work internally, because that these persons also have an idea of what we are trying to build in this company and has an idea of the kind of person that should come on board in the
person, that should come. Yeah. So that's the thing. So it's not taking the fact that are you good or not. Don't now say, let me go and make connections. I will not improve my design skills. Where is your problem? You'll be fine. When they recommend you 10 times and you don't get the job, you know that you are the problem. You are the problem. So build networks, valuable ones. The best jobs are not advertised. Build networks with designers and outside design. You don't just focus on designers alone. I mean, what designers do for you is that they give you that sense of community. I mean, if you have any, so there's nothing you are facing that someone has not faced before. Now, there's nothing you are facing. There's nothing that you are facing that someone has not faced before. Yeah, that's a fact. There's nothing. So if someone has faced what you are about to face, that person gives you an idea of, I did this thing, this was the way it worked. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. That's the thing. So it guides you. And then if you have networks outside designers, that is where the job comes from. Yeah. Because I can do logo. I am free. They now said that I need someone to do logo. I won't recommend you because I'm free. I need money too. And this money that person is offering is something I want to collect. It's not below my valuation. I won't give the job to you. That's the thing. But the thing is, for non-designers, they can say, I know this guy is a designer, he can do this job. I know this guy is a designer, he can do this job. Yeah. So I think we all should build this network. Between designers and for non-designers, build the network. Strong one. Very, very strong one. Yeah. So I think I have to mention this too. There was something Aleko said in a quote on Dear Designer, which Chris also told me before this class, is that as a designer, you have to have the attitude of growth. You shouldn't. So mastery, like Aleko said, mastery is a myth. That's the thing. So mastery is a myth. It's a myth. MYTH.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that you are not good at what you do, but every project that you do, as is a new project on it. So you should approach it like a baby. You shouldn't approach it with so much pride, so much what's it called? Haughtiness. That I've done this one before now. I'm a master. Let me do this again. Okay, you fail. You fail. Do you understand? So I think that you should approach every job like a baby, like a learner. You should go through this process again. You should want to seek knowledge, see what is happening, see what people are doing, learn from it. See what this person is doing, learn from it. See what that person is doing, learn from it. Just don't be so overconfident. It could kill you. You have to have the attitude of a big. Approach every project like a learner. It doesn't make you a learner. You're a master. Let's assume you're a master. If you approach the project like a baby, it makes you see things from different perspectives. It makes you see things from different perspectives. See it as, this is what I'm doing. What can I learn? What can I do? How can I achieve this result? How can I solve this problem? Do you understand? So you shouldn't what's it called? You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't be so proud, so haughty. Yeah, that's the word. You shouldn't be so haughty. You shouldn't be so. Yeah. Thank you very much, Aliko. In creating design thank you very much, Simeon. In creating design solutions, mastery is a myth. Every new brief is a chance to start afresh and create something new. You are a master, yes, but approach this project as if you've not done any project before. Yeah, have that attitude so that you're able to do more. You're able to what's it called? To do more. You're able to discover new depths. You're able to deliver more for the clients. You're able to do so much more. Thank you so much, Aliko. Thank you for that wonderful quote. Do you understand? So that's the way we should do. approach every project like a babe. Don't be overconfident. But I says one of the things that humble me as a designer is the fact that I have my last design to beat. Yeah. Thank you so much. I have my last design to beat. That's why you see me watch to design every time. Like I said, mastery is someone that understands the basics so much. So don't say, now, for instance, can someone be so good in maths that cannot do 1 + 1? Can someone be so good in maths that cannot convert 101 base 2 to base 10? Nah. These are the basics. That is so good, and then you don't understand the arithmetics. Nah, it's impossible. You have to understand these basics so well. So well. You have to understand the basics so well. So thank you guys for the awesome time. Sorry for what happened earlier that we wasted time. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. So
yeah,
I think we have questions now. Thank you so much. So we'll have the slides next week. We'll have the slides and the videos and all the resources next week. Yeah, thank you so much.
Like you've done well to just like explain everything down to the dot, like every detail as much as you can, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I've noted a lot of, all of the questions that came in, and I also have some things I feel like I want you to also sort of clarify on.
Okay, talk about.
Yeah. I don't know. We have about noted already. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions. I'm sure more questions will be dropping in. So I think we just have to be as succinct as possible, right?
Yeah.
So, but first, I wanted to say. Now, you mentioned earlier that someone made a remark and said designers are broke, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you disagree, right? But my question is, if someone is able to make that kind of remark, does it not tell isn't that possibly a reality, or what do you think would like make that person make that kind of remark?
So from what I can see around me, designers are not broke. That's my reality. So either because I'm a good network, or because because people around me. That Prince is not broke. Prince is broke. I'm not a serious person. You understand? Yeah, I think it's just when people are around you. And like William Ikemba said, broke is subjective, Lord. You understand? So when we say broke, I'm not saying that designers earn $1 million per month. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that according to their level, according to the circumstances, you understand, in the country, you understand, this is earning a decent, very, very decent living. Yeah. It can be better. That's for everybody. It can be better. It can be better. But I think that to say designers are broke is a bad thing. Yeah, you know how much teachers are collecting? You know how much doctors are collecting after 8 years? Yeah. So I think if there's time, I'd like to share a bit of my career. If there's time, sir. I'd like to share a bit of my career.
Let me dive right into the questions. So the first one is from Victor Banjo Luatobi, and he says, "What cheap courses will you recommend for a beginner/intermediate level designer?"
What cheap courses?
Yeah. So I think now that person mentioned courses, let me cut it there, because I had a question I was going to chip in, right? I wanted to say, so you talked about growing through the ranks, right? And then you talked about, are you here? Why are you here? Like, are you here for the short term? Sort of thing. And it's not exciting, right? Now, what are the actual practical steps that helps a designer grow to that career fulfillment? So I know that there are different fields within design itself. It could be a product designer. It could be an administrator. It could actually just become a creative director. It could actually become a brand manager. Like, but what are the practical steps that helps you decide or understand where you are trying to get to, and then what to do to get there? So include courses and books.
I get the question. So this is the thing. So growing is, what's it called? My pastor used to say when I was in school. He says that men are in sizes and life is in stages. So there is a stage ahead of you. What do you want to learn? Okay, so I'm a designer. I'm a product designer. I know UI, but I don't know UX. You understand? I don't know UX like that. So the next step is that I want to learn UX. I want to learn site mapping. I want to learn UX research and all those things. You understand? Either you take a course online or you take a physical course, or you talk to your senior colleagues who are, people who have conquered that level that you are about to get and ask them for direction. So this is what I want to do. How can I go about it? They can recommend some courses for you. Can recommend maybe some physical trainings for you. Do you understand? So I think this is actually we should have at every level. So what is the next thing? For instance, I took a course last year. And then it was just for me to learn more about brand strategy, learn about marketing, learn about marketing research, and just have like a very good knowledge of the space I operate in. Do you understand? So it was a physical it was a physical training. Someone could have done that same thing online. Do you understand? So I feel like it's just knowing what next. And I think the best way I would advise is talk to people who are on that level. You don't just go to what's it called? To Udemy and just pick a course and use it. No. You may not get what you want. So talk to people who are ahead. They are far. I want to learn this UX thing. What to make I do? Okay. Take IDF. Take this course. I think that's what I would advise. That's what I would advise. So reach out to people who are ahead of you and ask them for direction.
Awesome. So Victor, you know what to do now. Victor Banjo. So next question is from Fini Adeni, and it says he has two questions. Okay. The first one is this: what's a more effective way to specialize based on industry?
We don't pick some questions. So
is that?
I saw some questions before now.
Yeah, they're the ones.
Before this Fini's question.
I've gone through those ones as well.
Okay, no problem.
I listed everything. What are the practical steps that helps you decide or understand where you are trying to get to, and then what to do to get there?
Yeah.
Include courses and books.
I get the question. So this is the thing. So growing is, what's it called? My pastor is the same when I was in school. He says that men are in sizes and life is in stages. So there is a stage ahead of you. What do you want to learn? Okay, so I'm a designer. I'm a product designer. I know UI, but I don't know UX. You understand? I don't know UX like that. So the next step is that I want to learn UX. I want to learn site mapping. I want to learn UX research and all those things. You understand? Either you take a course online or you take a physical course, or you talk to your senior colleagues who are, people who have conquered that level that you are about to get and ask them for direction. So this is what I want to do. How can I go about it? They can recommend some courses for you. Can recommend maybe some physical trainings for you. Do you understand? So I think this is actually we should have at every level. So what is the next thing? For instance, I took a course last year. And then it was just for me to learn more about brand strategy, learn about marketing, learn about marketing research, and just have like a very good knowledge of the space I operate in. Do you understand? So it was a physical it was a physical training. Someone could have done that same thing online. Do you understand? So I feel like it's just knowing what next. And I think the best way I would advise is talk to people who are on that level. You don't just go to what's it called? To Udemy and just pick a course and use it. No. You may not get what you want. So talk to people who are ahead. They are far. I want to learn this UX thing. What to make I do? Okay. Take IDF. Take this course. I think that's what I would advise. That's what I would advise. So reach out to people who are ahead of you and ask them for direction.
Awesome. So Victor, you know what to do now. Victor Banjo. So next question is from Fini Adeni, and it says he has two questions. Okay. The first one is this: what's a more effective way to specialize based on industry?
We don't pick some questions. So
is that?
I saw some questions before now.
Yeah, they're the ones.
Before this Fini's question.
I've gone through those ones as well.
Okay, no problem.
I listed everything. I listed all the questions as soon as we came in.
Okay.
So this one says, what's a more effective way to specialize based on industry or based on design field? I'm not sure I understand what that means.
So, I think based on industry, you mean that what's it called? So, are you talking about focus on maybe working for banking industry or work in the FMCG, or maybe specialty based on that's what you mean. So I think specialization should not be based on industry, it should be based on design field. Because the Nigerian design industry is not matured enough that I say, okay, all I want to do is to work in banking. I mean, in that light, except maybe your plan is to rise up the ranks in banking and maybe become maybe head of corporate comms, or become an executive director, or become the CEO, you understand? That's a different thing. That's a kind of growth too. But I would advise that, except you have that plan, you should specialize on design needs. You can specialize, okay, what I do is product design. What I do is I work in advertising. What I do is digital art. What I do is illustrations. What I do is logo designs. What I do is branding. So I mean, I would advise that you do it that way, except you want to, like I said, maybe you have plan for that industry. Yeah. So you can't use 20 years in banking and still be a designer. I don't think that's growth. So you get, but you can use 20 years and you are still involved in brand design. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you've grown to that height of maybe being a partner in a design agency, or maybe leading design in a company, or do you understand? So I think you have to. I mean, I would advise for niching based on design field, except you have plans to advance, to grow up the ranks in a particular field. But you have to know that in that particular field, there's like a cap. There's like a cap in design, except you want to switch to other things.
Okay. So the second question says,
thank you for this question, Fee. I mean, I think it made me.
The second question says, what are for measurements of growth for the growth of a designer towards becoming a senior designer? Is it the title? Is the title only available to those who work in an agency?
Okay.
Did you get that?
Okay, so I think we have to understand two things. Yeah, I get that perfectly. You have to understand two things. There is the role that designers occupy, and there is the actual level based on what you've done. So it's possible that a company says you want to employ senior designers, and I say, senior designer, this is the amount of money that I want to pay. This work you want to do. I mean, I get it. So that this role is not actually for a senior designer role. This role is a junior designer role. These people don't just know what they're doing. So it's possible. So we have to understand that there's a difference between the role you occupy and who you really are. It's possible you occupy the role of a senior designer and you're not a senior designer, or you're more than, or maybe you're even ahead. It's possible you occupy the role of a junior designer and actually a senior designer. Do you understand? So it depends on context. It depends on context. So the role of senior designer is not. I'm not talking about it as a role that you occupy. It is a role that is a level that is commensurate with your growth, with what you've done, with your experience, with your exposure, with the culture of what you've done. You understand? And I said that earlier. I spoke about leadership. I also spoke about communication. I spoke about mastery. I spoke about experience. I spoke about process. You understand? I spoke about decision. So basically, I think if you have more questions, you can talk.
Right. All right. So
he's a very, very good logo designer. For those who don't know, he's a very, very good logo designer. Yeah.
That's all. So you guys can connect with me to ask me questions. So Deborah Bamdili Deborah says, can we get the slides in our mail later? Yeah. You get the slides next week, I think. Ezekiel Omar Bugan Ezekiel says, what's the major difference? Okay, this one please. Okay, what difference a creative designer from a graphic designer?
So they are the same thing, my brother. It's just nomenclature.
Okay. The next one says, this is from Tinu Olua Kinshende, and she says, so does it mean when you ask for reviews, you're behind? I'm not sure you get the question.
I think Tinu should ask that question better. I'm not sure I understand the question. If Tinu is here, you can ask that question.
Let's see here. Ask again. Nii Elumalero says, Nii, nice to know that you're here. It says, Tunji, how was your transition to food design, knowing well about your educational background?
So let me just say a bit of my story. Yeah, I said I'll share, so I think it's just time I share. So my background, secondary school background, was in pure sciences. I was a guru in math, physics, and chemistry, and I'm still.
Yo, hello, are you there?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We lost before.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah.
Hello, yeah. So what I'm saying is that, I mean, my background was in physical sciences. I mean, that was what I was very good at. And my parents told me to study medicals. Yeah. So I mean, at that time I was naive. I didn't know. I mean, I couldn't defend what I wanted, and I'm not even sure I'll be able to defend it. So I went to study physiotherapy in school. So when I was in school, I was kind of not so. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. I wasn't enjoying it. I mean, I must be frank. So during one after strike 2013, I learned Coral Draw. Yeah, I learned Coral Draw. So from Coral Draw was where I entered design, really. So I went back to school after the strike, and then I started designing shuke. So I met some designers on campus, and then I think one of the people who has the best impact on me in my career is very cool. I think he should be on this chat. Tunji. So I mean, we met in school, and then
I was looking up to you then, Sha. I'm still looking up to you now, anyway.
So Fergus is my Oga. I mean, he has been and he's still my Oga. So I met him in school then, and then he gave me some directions. Every now they were always talking about design principles, design elements, and the likes. So that's how I started into design from campus. Then towards my part 5, I already had people already knew me in school. People already knew me that there's this guy called Sigma. And I was doing I was doing some stuff then in the starting school. So when I left school, in fact, this story will be sweet though. So when I left school, I didn't plan not to practice. Yeah, I went to OAU. I went to OAU. So I didn't plan not to practice. My plan was that I would do physiotherapy and then I would do design on the side as a side also. Yeah. So I wasn't even looking at getting a job. I wasn't really getting any job anywhere. I just wanted to do my design on the low key and then do physiotherapy. So when I left school, I got a job. And Ferku got a job. We left school together. They went back for his master's. So he got a job for a month in Lagos. And when he came back, told me about the job. This job makes sense. So he learned a lot and blah 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 blah. I should try and get a job if I want to get a job. So I went back to Akure where I grew up. And then around that same time, I went back to Akure. There was an opening at Fort Canvas, and that opening was offered to Very Cool. So I'm not hooked up before that time, but I mean, I'm not sure he knows me. Anybody didn't know me. Yeah. So he offered Very Cool that job. Very Cool, I'm in school. I can't come to Akure. I'm doing my master, but I have someone who's in Akure who can take up this job. So that's how I got the job at Fort Canvas. So from that time till now, I'm still at Fort Canvas. In fact, most of the things I say about career, about interview and everything, I'm not sure I've been in any interview before. I don't think so. For a job, I don't think so. So I got a job, and then I was still looking at doing my internship and service. So I did internship, I did service, and I was working remotely with Fort Canvas. So I worked for about 9 to 10 months, then I went for internship. So during the 1 year internship, I was working remotely with Fort Canvas, and then after the internship, NYC, I was also working remotely with Fort Canvas. So I finished NYC 2019 March, and then I resumed full time to Fort Canvas. It was a lot of tussle between my dad and I, because it felt like what I did in school was wasted. I wanted me to be a professor, I wanted me to do a PhD and do stuff and lecture. I'm like, well, not now. Maybe later. You understand? So that was how I entered what's it called? That was how I entered design actually. So it wasn't a sudden change, it wasn't a sudden decision. It was gradual, step by step. step by step. 2016, I didn't know what I wanted to do. 2015, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But it became clearer that almost this design thing makes sense. So, and then I was learning, I was growing, I'm still growing, I'm still learning. But that time, I was covering grounds in design, and I felt like I could make a life out of this. I felt like, the payments, the salaries was better than what I could earn as a physiotherapist. So, and it wasn't really about money, it was about passion, it was about interest. I felt like I won't enjoy myself if I practice physiotherapy. Yeah. Physio is a great profession. I was in a movie recently, and I was almost moved to tears. This is my profession.
Well,
you understand? But
thank God
the deed is done.
this part, because now we have the design across here.
Yeah.
So I think if you're looking back to rephrase that question. So you said,
okay, please, so.
If I ask someone for reviews in design field for a work, does that literally mean I am behind that person? I don't know. You know where you're standing.
I get that question. So the people you ask for reviews are people you think that can make good judgment of the work, can give you edits, can give you reviews that is very valid. So I think in a way, anybody you ask for review is in a way either your peer or ahead of you. So for instance, I don't see it as much of hierarchy, for instance, because I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends, and I shouldn't go far. I'll do design with you. You do all right. People that I taught. I go to them and say, Alpha, this design, what do you think? Person is like, this color, this clinical, improve it, do blah 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 blah. So it doesn't really mean that anybody you ask for reviews is ahead of you, but that person can make good judgments, can make edits that you can identify with. I can say, oh, this is very valid. So it's not about.
I also think that if you're thinking about it like in the appropriate way, your creative work or your design work was not meant for is for a business or for a particular purpose, right? And you're going to do well by having the opinions of as many people as you can who are relevant to that purpose that you're trying to achieve. So the next question is from Olivier Paul, and it says, you mentioned rationale and case study. Could you shed more light on this? Oh boy, it's 9:15. Wow.
So rationale is actually, so every piece of work that you've seen, logo design, every advertising, product design, there's a decision that the person made. So you decided to use blue and not green and not purple. Why? You decided to use rounded edges and not sharp edges. Why? You decided to do a logo mark and not a logo type. Why? You decided to turn the type. Why? So all these things, this is why you make all the decisions you made in the design process. You put it together. Do you understand? You put it together. That is the rationale. And case study is basically just discussing what you did, discussing the problem that you intended to solve, discussing the background of the problem, discussing the solution you profiled, understand, discussing the effect that work had or has, discussing the the expression, discussing how you used what you did in different expressions. Do you understand? So case study is basically a profile of the work we've done. Like I'm trying to explain that this is what I did, this is how I did it, this was the way I took, this was the things I made. So what usually happens is that when you are taking through this process, when we are making these decisions, we actually don't think about those decisions. Or we just or actually there was actually no reason for it. But I think we should document this process. This is why you did this, this is why you did this. So I used to say that I could send a logo to you and you're like, you don't like it. But you can't argue with the fact that there was thoughts that was put into this that I arrived at this. That's what rationale will do for you when you're presenting a logo design project, which is where I work primarily. That's what I can talk about. I've seen a lot of UX case studies so that explains a lot of things, the user flow, the
the prototyping. I mean, how everything went. Why you use this kind of button? Why you use this kind of color? Everything. I mean, it's just trying to document the process. This is what I did. This is how and why I did what I did.
All right. The next question is from Aluko. And it says, what kind of job should a general designer look out for? Like a generalist designer, I mean. And what should his portfolio look like?
So a portfolio of a general designer should be tailored to the job he's applying for. So if the job says you are looking for a graphic designer who can do social media creatives and can also do UI, you can apply for that kind of job. But I think that a generalist designer can apply for any job that he wants to apply for, and for the job that is in his portfolio. So someone who does UI, who does brand design, who does graphic design, for instance, Aluko does all these three that I just said. And if he wants to apply for, let's say, a brand design job, he just picks up that that part of your portfolio and presents it. If you want to apply for a graphic design job, maybe an editorial design job, pick up that part of your portfolio and present it. If you want to apply for a pro design job, that part of your portfolio and present it. So, but the thing is always that most jobs that we apply for, they require more than
one skill.
More than was in the first place. Yeah, more than. Okay, so for instance, you work in advertising, and then when you enter, nobody told you that you do motion design, and you enter and I say, oh God, make this thing move. This thing is to make it move. You understand? So these are the decisions.
So you know what? We have, I can hear you. We have quite a lot of questions left. So
so for generalists,
can you hear me?
Yeah, let's move on.
So we have a lot of questions. So I don't know. I would just want you to, if we should just be very fast answering them and stuff.
All right, no problem.
So should I go on to the next one?
The next question, please.
So this is, how can I become a part of First Canvas?
Part of First Canvas. Well, I can't answer that because I don't own First Canvas. But at the moment, there's no opening at First Canvas. Yes. So you just do great work and grow on your own. In the future, when we're looking for members to join the team, you can apply. Yes.
All right. Praise additional says, you talked about knowing your worth as a designer before applying for a job. What about when you're applying to a job for the first time?
So for the first time, you have to know the level that you are at the first time. So the fact that you're applying for a job for the first time doesn't mean you're an entry-level designer. It's possible that you have some experience already working with your freelance clients. So you know that level that you're okay, this is what I'm applying for. I'm actually at an intermediate level. So how much do my peers earn in the industry? You understand? So I think it's as simple as that. So you should know your level at every time. I mean, based on your skill level, and then you apply for jobs based on that. And then you should know how much those in that space they're collecting. How do you know? You ask.
All right, thank you. Next one is from Anima Damilola, and the question says, what advice do you have for someone working in an environment where the boss says this is how things work here?
So that's a very good question. The boss says this is how things work here. So I think what you can do in that case is the person is paying your salary, the person is employed you. So you try your best to see if the person will understand your point of view. And if he doesn't understand, you either conform or you leave.
Okay. So the next one is from Damian Anthony Okafor, and it says, on the subject of networking, introvert designers like myself have a hard time getting around this. What would you suggest?
So I know Damian well. Damian is don't let me say I know him well. I know Damian. Understand? And I think I understand introverts. I mean, you're just on your own, you're keeping to yourself. That's why I think that you can do a lot of connections online. So, for instance, most of the people I met physically for the first time, I mean, those who are connected with, I've connected with them before online. So you have some connections online already, and then it makes it easy if we meet. As I know that I've not seen before. I've not seen Leslie Williams before with my eyes, physically. But
we've had so much conversation that, I mean, if we see, it won't be as if you are strangers. It can't be as if you are strangers. Do you understand? So I think that you need to connect with people online. I mean, if you're comfortable with that, make a lot of connections online. DMs on Twitter, DMs on Instagram, comment section, statuses, just connect with people. And then if there's any events, you can just. So one thing is that one reason why introverts don't want to go out is because they don't know maybe they don't know anybody that will attend. But if you know one or two friends that will attend that event, you could go. You start from there. At least you have someone to talk to. Anytime that you make a new friend. So I think that we make a lot of connections online and then transfer them to offline connections when the opportunity comes. But we can talk about that. We can talk about that when we see, or maybe we are there. Damian.
Okay. The next one is from Minka. I think you've answered this one already in a way.
Right.
It says design field is broad, graphic design, product design, and co. But I think you should talk about specialization because there are so many design noise that you end up being confused. I think we talked about that already. The next one is from Ifedayo Joe, and it says, how do you handle imposter syndrome as you try to advance your career?
So imposter syndrome is something that we all deal with. Understand? I mean, it's just telling us that you're not good enough. You're not as good as you think you are, which is, I mean, so I think the way you can deal with that is just try and look at what you've done. So we all have to agree that as much as we think we're not good enough, there are some things we've done that is worthy of repute. And I think we should always go back to that to see the effect of what we've done. To try and see that, okay, I did this, same me did this. So, I mean, I know I have a lot to learn, but this one that I have done is a good way to start. It's a good way in this place that I am. It's a very good achievement for what I've done. You understand? So I think that we just have to understand that these things are not real. That's the first thing. These things are not real. It's like a facade. Yeah, it's like a facade. So we have to understand that these things are not real. So try and look back to what you've done and get some motivation from there. Yeah.
Okay, so this one is from Tunji Precious. It says, what books have shaped you, Tunji? So I think you should just do a tweet on this one so that, I mean, anybody that follows you.
A lot of books actually. Yeah. So Tunji, let's start.
All right. Next one is from Simeon, and it says, in terms of network growth, how can a designer maneuver practically? I think you just talked about that, right?
Maneuver what? Okay.
Israel Oluwatobi says, what's your identity for an identity designer whose direct boss believes creating an emblem logo is preferable to word marks / logo type? I think that means
that's a big problem.
that is giving the art director. I think.
I
think what it just means is that his boss is giving the actual art direction for
his boss is giving the direction for what he can do. So I think I've answered it. Either you conform or you leave. So the first thing is that try and convince your boss with facts about why emblem is not a one-fit-all thing. I mean, there's some show him. I mean, logos are everywhere now. Show him the global brands around the world. Show him the fashion brands. Show him the tech brands. Understand? Show him. Let him know that it's not only emblem that exists. And if he's not answering you, it's either you conform or you leave.
All right. The last one here says, how should one transit from being operational to a strategic designer? I find that at the highest level, design is more about systems and solutions than creatives. How do you transit? Does it just come naturally? Do you understand?
So, yeah, I get. So I think in the space where you work, either it's brand design or marketing or advertising or product design. So those who are actually doing what you think design is around you, what do they do? Learn from them. Yeah, you understand? So I think that you should, like I said, you should actually be involved in conversations. You should be involved in what is happening around you, in your department, in your company, you understand? And
you contribute to it. But I think every designer should learn design thinking. To understand if you work in, for instance, you work in branding, so you understand brand strategy. I mean, you should understand brand strategy. I'm not saying you should be able to do a strategy. You should understand what each item of strategy means and how it influences the design and the brand in general. You understand? So I think that you have to learn these things. So if it's design thinking, if it's brand strategy, if it's experience design, I mean, you have to learn all these things. Yeah. And then if you are transitioning, you have to look for opportunities in that space. So either in the current place of work, so that they can promote you, or you leave and go to another role in another place. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Tunji. Thank you very much, guys. Quickly, Victor has one or two things to also mention.
Answer.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, guys. Wow, this has been like, I don't think there's any side or angle or corner of this conversation that will be don't really get to know. It's been a very long class. And I want to believe that it's been worth it for everyone of it. Now, so there's some questions that were asked earlier. We answered all of them. Oh, that's one of those questions were asked in the video. Oh, great. So we're good to go. So, guys, thanks for joining the Force Share series. Like, we'll prepare the files this week. We'll host them on our website. We'll have access to them. Come back to them. We have thoughts on analyzing things on how we can continue to share with you at least once a week. We definitely follow our handles and we will keep updated. But we're committed to sharing as much as we can as we continue to, learn, express, and of our value and give up the things that we are most passionate about. Thank you very much, guys. Tweets for